Hey guys, what is going on? It is Andrew, and today I just wanted to make a quick video comparing the 9th generation Si to the 8th generation Si. So if you were considering buying either one and you wanted to skip out on the 10th generation or the 11th generation if you wanted to go older with the K series engines, this video is for you. I'm going to be going down over all of the key factors of each car, flaws, pros and cons of each car. So hopefully this helps you in buying your new SI if you are wanting to do so. So let me get to that. If you guys didn't know, I do have a 9th generation Civic Si, the FG4, the post facelift 9th generation Civic, and let me tell you, it is a great car. Some pros and cons. Pro, it looks really good. That's basically the top reason I bought the car personally. They do look good. Even the pre-facelift models, they do look good. Not as much as the post-facelift ones, in my opinion. But it's obviously all opinionated, so if you do like the kind of the, not an older look, but they do have two different looks to it, so it's all about you. Each car obviously has the same engine and same power output and everything. The post-facelift model does have a couple of things that the pre-facelift doesn't. So if you want me to go more in depth about that, just let me know in the comments. I'll make another video about that. But today we're doing the 8th versus 9th. But yeah, so I have that car. Pros, it looks really good. Very reliable. Obviously, it's a K-Series engine. Haven't had a problem with it, and I've had it mine for almost a year now. Easy to find mods for. Obviously, Honda. You know, and it's really cheap to maintain, and I have zero issues with it. So a con for the 9th generation Civic Si, which obviously has the K24Z7 model, the engine itself isn't too great for modding, in my opinion. First of all, it has plastic intake manifold, which not the greatest in my opinion. So most people actually swap over to the 8th generation Civic Si, which has a aluminum cast intake manifold. So that's the RBC swap. So if you see anyone with a 9th gen that has an RBC swap, that is just switching out to the 8th generation Civic intake manifold. And that is a very popular mod for the 9th generation. And that gives it, so when you do that, I've heard it lowers your torque. So the plastic, I don't know what Honda did there really, but the plastic intake manifold gives it more torque somehow. I'm not too sure, but it's just the way the engine works. So a lot of people do that. Another con about the engine, so the headers on the exhaust, they are not individual headers, they are just one like bell mouth header. So it's really weird. I brought it up to one of my car buddies, and he said he's never seen it before. That the 9th gen was the first car he's seen that has it. So it's just one big open header in the rear. So it is a bit weird. I feel like it's not the greatest layout, but I mean, it is what it is. It's really easy to put on a downpipe because it's just one single header. So there's that. But other than that, it's not a bad engine. A lot of people do the K20, K24 Frankenstein with these, where they got the K20 head. Oh, before I forget, another con, it does not have dual VTEC cams. So I will give I'll talk about the 8th gen after, but it only has VTEC on the exhaust cams and not the intake cams. So that is another flaw about the K24Z7. Still a solid engine, obviously. I have no issues with it, but that's another flaw. Alright, and moving on to the 8th generation Civic Si. I've never, I haven't owned one ever, but I have driven one once, and it was really fun. Like, the VTEC crossover is a lot stronger and louder in the 8th gen because it does have true VTEC, which is on the intake and exhaust cams, which is a big thing for me, at least. It's a big issue for 8th gens. That's like where most, like, it's easy. Okay, let me just say this: it's easier to throw power on an 8th gen than a 9th gen. I will say that for sure. 8th gen pros, a solid engine. The K24Z3, I believe it has. Very, very solid engine. It's reliable, obviously, Honda K-Series, and it has True VTEC, has individual headers, has the aluminum intake already in it, and it's a very solid engine. Obviously, it's an older car, so it doesn't have the technology that the 9th generation Civic Si has, but if you can look over that, I mean, you can obviously put Apple CarPlay in any car now these days, and you can make it look nice in there. I mean, it in my opinion, the interior looks really, really good on its own. Yeah. So cons about the 8th generation. If you care about the exterior wise, the 8th gen has a very known issue about the clear coat on the paint fading. It's a very, very big issue. You'll see it all the time. People like have to repaint their whole car or wrap it to get rid of that issue, but it's a factory flaw for the 8th gens. Most people that have them know about it and have seen it on their car. Another con, every person that I've talked to that has an 8th gen, they always have oil on them because their engines burn oil like a motherfucker. So keep that in mind. But they're still obviously a solid engine, but they do burn oil quite easy that I've seen and heard about. So another con, in my opinion, that would be on the 8th gen is the lack of torque for everyday driving. So the 8th generation Civic Si comes with, I believe it is 140 foot-pounds of torque, compared to the 9th gen, which has closer to 180 foot-pounds of torque. So for a daily driver, the torque is not really there on the 8th gens. But I mean, once you're obviously up in the higher RPMs, it doesn't really matter that much. The 8th generation is faster, in my opinion. Maybe not off the line, but once you get up there, the torque doesn't really matter that much. So that's pretty much all the cons I have for the 8th gen. There's not too much to talk about for each car. Each car is very solid. I hope to have owned an 8th gen maybe in the future, but right now obviously I have my 9th gen and I love it to death. I wouldn't trade it for the world. I love to daily drive it. There's no issues with it. It's just a little slow, but I mean, it's a Honda, you can't expect much. Maybe another con for the 9th generation Si would be the seats are a little uncomfortable. It's a pretty known issue for the 9th gen as well, that the seats aren't the most comfiest thing in the world. My girlfriend has a 10th generation Si, and the seats in there are incredibly better than my seats, and the 8th generation seats are also a bit better. I don't know really what they did with the 9th gen, but they're just not extremely comfortable. But I mean, I daily drive mine. I have no issues with it personally. I know I keep switching back and forth, but another pro for the another pro for the 9th gen Si would be the interior, especially for the post facelift, which is the 14 and 15 years. It has a great interior, in my opinion. Has a touchscreen display, has fake carbon all over the trim, but it looks okay, I guess. The seats are very nice. They're a nice red. They're stitched embroidered SI badge on there, which is cool. It's a solid interior for the year. It's almost a 10-year-old car. It looks freaking brand new to me. It hasn't really dated that much, which is good. And so yeah, another pro for the 9th gen for sure would be the interior. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful interior. So to wrap up the video, pretty much take it as this. If you're looking to make a lot of power and you want to be like a little sleeper, I guess, 8th generation is the way to go. If you're looking to find a good daily driver and a car that looks really nice and everything that comes with a Honda, VTEC, well, VTEC you'd go with 8th gen, but you have half VTEC on the 9th gen. I would go for the 9th gen. So looks and daily drivability, 9th gen. Power and true VTEC, 8th gen. That's really all I can really talk about. They're both, like I said, very solid cars. So if you do go with either one, you're making a good choice. But that's really all I have to say about them. If you guys have any comments, if you are 8th generation Civic owners, let me know if you have any more cons or pros about them that I don't know of, because I never owned an 8th gen. If you guys are a 9th gen Civic or 9th gen owner, let me know in the comments if you have any issues with your car. Another thing, they're very easy to throw power on, both, except for if you go turbo, then they're easy to throw power on. But all motor power for either, I'm not too sure is too great. I know the 9th gens only make like maybe 240 comfortably, all motor setups. I'm not too sure about the 8th gen, but I would love to see one. But that's really it. Yeah, like I said, if you guys have any comments or whatever, let me know. I respond to all my comments. I read all my comments. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you all for watching. If you guys want me to do any of the videos, let me know in the comments. I'm going to be doing a night drive tonight. Ooh, spooky. In my in my car tonight. So check out for that video. I want to post more. For sure. I like making YouTube videos. It's fun. Especially about cars, because that's what I do all day long. It's cars. That's it. So I like to make YouTube videos and share my passion, especially for Hondas. So if you guys are into Hondas, make sure you hit that subscribe button and like this video like a true YouTuber. Alright, for real though, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace!